Hello, dear friends. A very tan Grandmaster Sergei Shipov is inviting you back to Nalchik for the 10th round. Chess players' lives are like that of rock climbers. It's possible to quickly get to the top and just as quickly get burned under the blazing sun and fall. Though some climb slowly and do everything carefully and calmly. For example, Yevgeny Zhenya Alekseev. He was not a young star. He was never seen as the next champion. Even when he became the champion of Russia, most people were very skeptical about his perspectives. And at this tournament, not many thought of him as a favorite. But Yevgeny calmly worked and climbed up to the leading spot. Today he is meeting with the Russian, so to say, son, Alexander Grischuk. After dancing around in the opening, the opponents came to the well-known position from the Rubinstein's variation of the Nemtsovich defense. The most principal method of fighting. Black is quickly attacking the white center. White has strengthened the square d4 and got the advantage of two bishops. Of course, his goal is to open up the game at an opportune moment and move the pieces out into the battlefield. The current position has been known and studied for a minimum of 100 years. Of course, modern-day computer programs improve the analysis, but as far as I know, not by much. A standard move. A beneficial prophylactic move. After the opening up of the lines, the square g4 could be used by the knight f6 as well as by the bishop c8. It's time. How easy it is to understand that nothing new has happened yet. The thought process of the opponents lets us think that they were preparing for these positions earlier today. So this given position came up as a result of their mutual fighting spirit and lack of desire to end up in an unknown situation. So now the grandmasters at the board are remembering the old knowledge or reinventing gunpowder. White is planning to push e4. Elegant. Very elegantly played. Judging by everything, the black knight is planning to go on to f4, which will be open in the case of e4. Got in position and waiting for the signal to attack. The knight f4 doesn't bother Sasha, since the square f1 is ready for the bishop d3. It's important to finish development. Black isn't hurrying to give a present to the bishop b2 with the trade on d4. The time is as follows. Alexander Grischuk has 41 minutes remaining. Zhenya Alekseev has 55 minutes. You can't put the queen on e2 due to knight f4. The queen left from the dangerous line. Out of the later possibilities for white, I'll turn your attention to the push a3, a4, a5. Looks like he's better off. Justified calmness. The white queen is neutralizing of the black one's activity and is opening up the path to f1 for the bishop. Here, a4 is bad due to c takes d4, c takes d4, queen c2, rook ab1, queen takes a4. So, queen c4. Okay, now it's a little worrisome right here. Here, a4 actually looked perspective enough. But instead, queen e2. I hope that this is just a repetition of moves to win some time. Alekseev has nothing against the peaceful agreement, and that's understandable. His position in the tournament is very good, but Grischuk needs points like never before. Good job, Sasha. He now has 15 minutes. Alekseev has 37 minutes remaining. Looks like we'll be seeing interesting events in St. Knot. Not only a window, but also an attempt to fixate black's ownership of the square f4. The queen did her job and now she can leave. Besides, there's some pressure brewing on the king's side. A great idea. Judging by everything, the push of the side pawn can become a weakening of black's position. With the move in the game, white is distracting the black queen from the place of events and gets a great midpoint square e4 for the knight. A good position for a queen. Black is having problems. Grischuk has 11 minutes left. Alekseev has 26. an attempt to solve the problem with therapeutic remedies. A very smart strengthening of the position. The threat of the knight g2 jump can be stronger than the actual move itself. A payoff. Accepted. White got an extra pawn, but for now his bishop is bored on b2, so it's too early to be happy. In the opponent's state knot, it's necessary to make threats, and Sasha didn't miss the mate in one. Zhenya is racing to the endgame, which guarantees black good counterplay. We can clearly see Grischuk's evasive nature. Here it's possible that Alekseev should have tried to play to take over, and instead of queen e7, playing queen a2. But queen e7. And again Alekseev offers to draw with the dance of the queens. Compromise is not accepted. The time control spot is very close. White is still holding on to the advantage. The dancer returns to the stage. White gets very strong initiative on top of the extra pawn. And desperate means. Zhenya is offering the pawn h4 as a gift to his opponent to trade the knights on f5. Yeah, we'll take it. And so the game turned to the opposite color bishops. I don't think that can compensate for the loss of 2 pawns with a smart play from white. Sasha is acting very aggressively. In the sharp state knot, it's important to surprise the opponent. Made it. Grischuk made the knitting move before the flag fell. Let's look at the position. White's advantage is big and stable. On the king's side, he has the pleasant opposition 3 against 1. It's important to quickly get the bishop b2 out of his cage. Then the win will be just a question of technique. Now we'll watch the realization. I think that Alekseev has the hope of trading all 4 rooks, then White's win will be problematic. Only who let him trade them? The beginning of the freeing up of the bishop. The pawn g7 is definitely feeling uneasy. Not a threat. After the trade of the rooks on c4, rook e7 will follow with the deciding threats by white. So we can trade one pair of rooks. The bishop is hurrying to a6. Judging by everything, Grischuk is planning to just give away the pawn c4 and break through with the rook on the attacking position. Forward through e8 to e7. The black rook has to leave the 7th row. The last chance, another pin with the bishop. No, it's all hopeless. The pawn g7 falls with the check, after which 3 white pawns run to the end of the board. Black resigned. No, Alekseev couldn't stay on the top, burnt and fell down. He played too passively and wanted to draw way too much. And I can just praise Grischuk's game. He led the game very calmly and skillfully, and deservedly won. With you, dear friends, was in Grandmaster Sergei Shipov. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a good day.